So we've gone through that. We've gone through the Roy Moore thing, which just tickles the crap out of me. We find out what DA is, and they're so stupid they can't even forge correctly. They put in the proof that this is a forgery right in the forgery. That's not how you're supposed to forge it, morons. Crying out loud.
Well,
anyway, is there any NFL news?
No, not that I know of. I don't really pay attention to the NFL.
Okay. Well, good. We'll skip right over that. Here's one.
Mm-hmm.
A Virginia youth pastor remained in jail Saturday after being charged in the Thanksgiving night shooting deaths of his wife, stepdaughter, and stepdaughter's boyfriend, police said.
Oh, yeah, I heard about this.
Did you? This is not how Christianity is supposed to go down, folks. Christopher Gaddis, 58, he ought to know better than that, was charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder and 3 counts of using a firearm in the commission of a felony. Sergeant P.H. Zufudo? Some sergeant of Chesterfield County Police said in a statement issued Friday. They were shot to death. They shared in the house. They shared. Well, that's what happened. All these people are jammed up in a house, one house. But this guy was a youth pastor. I mean, just the Sunday beforehand, he was preaching to the kids. You know, and just a few days later, he snapped, crackles, and pops all over his family.
Well, I mean, the people that go on the gun rampages, they're usually a little crazy, and it can usually be seen if you once you go back and look, you can see that the guy was, staying away from people, very antisocial, just all these behaviors. Now, this type of crime to me sounds like a crime of passion. So I'm wondering if something was going on with a member of that family and this guy, and something changed all of a sudden, and that's when he, out of whatever feeling he had, grabbed his gun and started shooting.
You mean like his daughter and her boyfriend living under his house? The roof of his house?
Well, yeah, like he either had a thing going on with the daughter or was infatuated with the daughter or, anything like that. But it just sounds like a type of passion, a crime of passion.
Well, yeah, I would have to say that he handled it pretty crappy. Very, very bad.
That's
very
usually
bad.
how those things go down.
So we have a preacher of all things, a youth pastor, who mows his family down during Thanksgiving. Bad move. No thanks there. A possible thug has an accidental discharge, wounding people with shrapnel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the world's gone crazy. When I am tyrant, and I'm still counting on everybody to elect me tyrant,
You got my vote.
I will determine who gets to keep guns and who does not.
Well, you know what's funny about this whole thing, and this is kind of a subject I wanted to talk about, but I didn't know exactly how to pull it all together, so this is just kind of my train of thought here. But, okay, so you hear about this guy shooting in the New York Mall, negligent discharge, this pastor guy shooting a family. You hear about all this kind of stuff, but what you're not hearing about is how many people were killed in Chicago over the weekend. I don't know the numbers, so I'm just...
Well, I'm sure it's more than what we're talking about here.
Well, exactly, and that happens in Chicago and big cities like that all the time, and you don't hear about that. You don't hear about the gun violence there, and why? Because it's usually typically minorities, black on black crime, things like that. And the media doesn't want to talk about this because it's sort of the dirty little secret. But when the pastor shoots somebody or some negligent discharge goes on, I'm going to get that word down before we get done with the show. That's the first thing they put in the headlines. So, I mean, once again, it's a narrative from the left of just showing what they want to show and not showing the entire picture.
And this is how I'm going to handle it when I'm tyrant. I will pick who can have a weapon and who cannot.
That's good.
And I will decide that everybody must be armed with a sidearm.
All right.
Everybody.
I like it so far.
Now, I'll tell you what. Next time you think about cutting somebody off, there ain't no question. He's armed. Okay? Road rage is started by some idiot doing something on the road he should not have done. Now, if he's thinking he's about to catch some lead, he may not be so aggressive and stupid on the highway, don't you think?
I think for most people, yeah.
You're walking down the street. Somebody walks by you. You pass by somebody. You speak, hey, how you doing? Fine, how are you? Nowadays, hey, how you doing? They walk past and they don't say anything. That's impolite.
Shoot somebody for being impolite.
Square in the ass. Didn't say you have to kill somebody. Just wake them up a bit. You know? An armed society will become a more polite society.
Well, and, just to sort of add on to what you're saying here, I got my first concealed carry. It's been a little over a year. And I have to admit, once I got it, I became a nicer person. And
you have to.
Yeah, it's not because I felt like I was forced to be or anything like that, but as an upstanding, law-abiding citizen, I felt that I had a higher responsibility to keep something from happening. So before, as where I would, somebody said something to me, I'd be like, what'd you say? And that kind of a deal. Now I just let it go because I don't want it to escalate into something where I actually have to use my weapon.
Yeah, bullets are expensive.
They are at that.
Now, I do believe that we are a very good show. And I believe that we are always looking out for our listeners.
All right.
That's the kind of people we are.
If you say so.
Sure. Sounds good for this next setup. This is a public safety announcement, PSA, whatever it stands for. I don't care. Don't make me mad. Angry people die sooner. I know you've read this. Mish on prepperforums.net. Have you ever heard of prepperforums.net?
Yeah, I know a couple mods over there.
Yeah. Mish put this up here to taunt some of us who sound like we're just grumpy old curmudgeons. And it's only because we're grumpy old curmudgeons, so well, I guess she's accurate. But angry people, this is from the dailymail.co.uk. Angry people die sooner. Researchers from Iowa State University found that angry men aged 20 to 40 were 1.5 times more likely to be dead 35 years later than those who were calmer. Well, I always thought that me getting angry, I was just venting. I wasn't keeping it in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're letting it all out.
It's wrong. Well, the reason's why. Grumps don't sleep as well. And I understand that. We allow our emotions to go crazy. We're mad, which is part of the fight or flight, more likely the fight part of the way we're designed. And so now we're wanting to hit somebody. Well, we can't sleep because we're brooding over the fact somebody is in dire need of a knuckle sandwich. So you can't hit the person, but you can hurt yourself by being mad. Don't do that. Anger causes headaches. That's that knuckle sandwich part of the thing. Actually, no, that's not. Emotions such as excitement or rage result in the release of stress hormones, cortisol, adrenaline, and testosterone, which put the body into fight or flight mode. You're coming down, you're going to get a headache. So headaches are no fun. Did you know it can also trigger lung disease?
Really? Well, because you're smoking more because you're stressed.
Possibly. It makes you anxious and depressed. Duh. I mean, anger is the exact opposite of happy. Happy makes you happy, less depressed. Anger makes you more, yes, I'll go along with that.
Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to the dark side.
Yes. There's a movie that says something.
Yeah, it's Yoda.
Yoda, yes. You'll get sick more often. Too much cortisol in the body released by adrenal glands during angry outbursts can cause an imbalance in blood sugar, repress the thyroid, and even decrease bone density. Did you know that? Wow. According to researchers at Southampton University. So you're making yourself sick by being angry all the time. Also, you can imagine risk of heart disease increases. Blood pressure rises, and you know the rest. It also messes with your digestive system. When you're angry, of course, the blood goes in the parts of the body that's required for fighting or flighting. Fleeing, I should say.
So you get the runs? Well, it's part of digestion, right?
Running?
No, getting the runs, the squirts.
Gotcha. No. You just don't digest as well because the blood that would be normally down there digesting or helping digest is in your extremities where you're going to be running or fighting.
Oh, gotcha. All right. So then you might get backed up a little bit.
Yes. And it makes you wrinkly. But that's okay. I mean, you know, Nancy Pelosi is always angry. Those liberals like that are always, always angry. Just get some facelift. Who cares about that? Wrinkles are not going to make you die early. So that was the public service announcement from us to y'all.
Well,
live longer.
Something that I've noticed is women and liberals both don't understand. Now, maybe I'm lumping these two together.
Oh, no.
But they don't understand men. Like we can go on prepperforums.net or even hanging out with a group of and argue with each other and get real heated and call each other names and whatever. But then we let it go. We don't carry that stuff around with us. I mean, like I've worked in warehouses. I've worked in construction. And when there's a bunch of guys together, you know, you'll get an argument about something. You'll yell at each other, almost start kicking each other's asses. And 5 minutes later, you're laughing about something. That's just the way guys are. So it's not that we're angry. We just handle things differently.
Women and liberals don't understand men. And this is a perfect time to say, look here, if you have anything to say about our show, I mean, if you have complaints or if you want to say, good job, guys, or you guys suck, you can email us at dentonandsashow@gmail.com. And
yes.
Sass, I would be willing to bet you're going to get some emails this time.
I hope so. You know what? I'm doubling down. I'm saying it again. Yes, I stand by what I said. Women and liberals do not understand men. So if you're a woman or a liberal and you like to argue with me about it, I'm waiting for your email.
You're about to jump in the pen with a pig. He's going to get muddy just like you, but the Sasquatch will enjoy it.
Squatches eat pigs. Love me some bacon.
Well, all righty. I think that's about all I've got tonight.
You're not angry, are you?
Oh, I'm not angry. I never get angry. Well, I do. I don't dwell on it.
Yeah.
If only women and liberals could understand that.
Well, I've had people at work before that, you know, they'll say, why are you so angry? And it's like, trust me, I am not angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
A green Sasquatch.
Exactly. You don't want to get me to that point.
Not unless Jim is with Marlon and they have the tranquilizer gun.
Yes.
And nobody nowadays has a clue. That was Wild Kingdom. Back when I was a kid, okay?
I used to love watching that show.
I did too.
Was it Mutual of Omaha?
Yes.
Wild Kingdom? Yes, that's what I thought.
We should see if they'll sponsor our show.
Good idea.
That would be cool. That could be just $1. I don't care. $1 a year. Mutual of Omaha's Wild Denton and Sasquatch show.
I like it.
Yeah. It's a mouthful, but it'll work.
Hey, you know what time it is?
No.
Time for the news.
Dee, 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 dee.
News. This is the news. News. This is the news.
This is a special edition of the news. This is all weird news. We will start out here with crisis actors. You know what a crisis actor is, right?
Yeah, they're paid professionals to go act like they've been shot or, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's conspiracy things all over the place. You'll find about Sandy Hook, 9/11, all kinds of things where they're saying these crisis actors are, the guy was a grieving parent in Sandy Hook, but there's video of him being a SWAT officer during 9/11, those kind of conspiracy things. Well, yeah. It doesn't only happen here. Apparently, it happens in Kenya. A truly bizarre mystery has captivated Kenyans after an enigmatic individual appeared on TV claiming to have been the eyewitness to 2 different fatal accidents in just a handful of days. The weird saga began back in late October when Dennis Mugwai Ngingi was interviewed by a newscast covering a helicopter crash that killed 5 people.
Hold on.
Yes.
I didn't catch his name. Could you say that again?
Dennis Mugai Ngengi.
Okay, pretty good.
How'd you like that?
That was great.
Well, that whole thing in itself was not particularly strange, but when he popped up again on TV 2 weeks later at the site of a deadly car crash that occurred over 100 miles away, Kenyans began to wonder what they were seeing for themselves. Sporting dark sunglasses and a mysterious earpiece, the man's distinct appearance left no doubt that he was the same individual at both events, especially when he identified himself again as Ngengi. The question of how he happened to be a key witness at both accidents have left Kenyans mystified. So apparently we're not the only country that has crisis actors.
Either he's got really bad luck or he's being paid.
We move over to the states. State of Colorado. It is the latest location to experience a baffling mystery boom phenomenon that is seemingly occurring more frequently than ever. Residents in a number of Colorado cities and towns were rocked on Monday evening when they heard a pair of loud, unexplained sounds that many witnesses likened to that of an explosion. As often happens with similar incidents involving the maddening booms, attempts by local media to solve the case have proven to be fruitless. Both the USGS and an area Air Force base could provide no explanation for the sound, which has also stumped meteorologists and other experts. The circumstances surrounding the Colorado boom closely mirror those of other strange sounds which have been increasing in frequency in recent years, and particularly over 2017.
Well, should that really be surprising?
That we're hearing strange sounds in the skies?
Well, sure. I mean, because, look, the world's a very dynamic place. There's a lot of stuff's going on underneath the soil, down there where the lava's flowing, that kind of crap. Mm-hmm. Why would it be surprising that you hear booms every once in a while?
Well, maybe it's aliens breaking the sound barrier.
Hey, look, if you got it, flaunt it. We all have a need for speed.
Exactly. Speaking of needs for speeds, the colorful character. Oh, wait, I went up too far. A flat Earth enthusiast who builds his own rockets plans to put a vessel to the test this weekend with a daring launch over California ghost town, which I'm guessing is Calico. The colorful character behind the stunts is known as Mad Mike Hughes, who works primarily as a limo driver but sees himself as more of a self-taught rocket scientist. I might have been able to file this one under what could go wrong.
Or hold my beer.
Exactly. Using mechanical knowledge he has acquired over the years and various pieces of scrap metal, Hughes built a steam-powered rocket which, all told, cost around $20,000 to create. Having recently completed construction on the craft, he hopes to take to the sky this Saturday when the rocket launches him abroad. People seem to scoff at his chutzpah, but this will actually be the second time he did it. He flew over 1,300 feet back in 2014 in a similar homemade rocket. Now, how this guy's going to prove the Earth is flat from his little homemade rocket, I don't know, but I thought it was funny.
Well, I saw this last week, and I remember it was supposed to be this weekend, and I'm thinking this is this weekend. So while you were talking, and I wasn't listening, I was Googling to find out if he's dead.
Check the obituaries really quick.
Yeah, well, no. It didn't happen.
Oh, it didn't, huh?
Did not happen because the Bureau of Land Management informed him that they were not going to allow him to do the event there, at least at that location. So he was stopped. Hughes asserts that the Bureau of Land Management last ditch had tacitly left a matter of permissions to the Federal Aviation Administration, and of course, they can't honestly approve it. Look, man up, Mike. Mad Mike. If you're going to be crazy like that, look, you remember that guy that was at a couple of towers in New York years ago? I don't know how he got the cable across one to the other, but he was doing that tightrope walking.
Oh, yeah, they made a movie about that not too long ago.
Yeah, went across not once, but several times back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
If I'd done it once, I would have went straight to the bathroom where I would have kept an extra pair of shorts in there, you know. This guy kept on doing it. He didn't ask for permission. As a matter of fact, he got apprehended when they got hold of him. Mad Mike got stymied by the BLM. Look, you got a rocket. Go out there, light that candle. Go. He didn't do it.
If you got if you got it pulled up there, does it show a picture of the rocket?
Yeah.
Does that remind you of anything? It's probably the same picture I'm seeing with him standing in front of the rocket.
Yeah, it reminds me of, he looks like this is the same guy that doesn't believe in science, by the way.
All right.
Yeah. Looks like one of those fast rocket cars that goes across the salt flats.
Yeah, but it reminded me of Evel Knievel jumping the Snake River in his rocket.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that back in the day?
Yeah, he didn't quite make it, did he?
I don't believe he did.
But looks like Mike is not going to make it either. Bless his heart. The government just ain't playing nice.
Well, that's how they usually are. All right, and for my last story here, you ready for this one?
Sure.
We got a time traveler.
Cool. Where'd he go?
An odd video circulating online features a man claiming to be a time traveler and purportedly sharing details about events which will unfold in the next few years. The self-proclaimed future man, obscured via digital distortion to both his voice and face in the footage, calls himself Noah and says that he came to 2017 from the year 2021. Now, why he would only come from 3 years in the future is baffling to me, but all right. He says, "It's not my intent to deceive anybody. My sole objective is to prove to you that time travel exists in the next few years," he begins in the video. This leads to Noah's dramatic declaration that, in fact, I myself am a time traveler. He then proceeds to weave a fantastic tale about how time travel was discovered in 2003, but has been kept secret and only used by top-secret organizations. Things then take a dark turn when Noah breaks down sobbing about how his natural year is 2021, but that he got fired from the time-traveling business and wound up being stuck in 2017. After presumably being given some time to collect himself, he moves on to share some future events in order to prove time travel exists. Unfortunately, his revelations are not particularly remarkable and include stunning insights about 2021 like electric cars and self-driving cars, which he says will be dramatically improved, and that people are spending a lot of time in 2021 in virtual reality. This is the part that I thought was so funny. Noah also indicates that there will be a new device akin to Google Glasses and that Donald Trump will be reelected in 2020. He wraps up the video by thanking people for listening and, in true time traveler fashion, wishes everyone the best future.
I'm just glad to know that we're going to get an update to the Google Glasses.
That's your whole response. I just thought it was funny. I mean, liberals will be dying and they're thinking this guy's for real. They're like, no, not more Trump.
We may all be screaming that.
No,
I mean, we don't know.
That's very true.
Oh, wow. So Google Glasses, no, as a matter of fact, no. I will not relinquish control of the automobile to any, whatever you want to call it, remote control stuff. It's not going to happen. No.
If Denton was around when cars were invented, he'd be the guy on the horse and the buggy going, no, keep that thing away from me. No.
Go over 15 mile an hour, it'll take your breath away. You're going to die, stupid. Now, look, you know my job. I'm avionics. Okay. Mm-hmm. Things happen. Yeah, you go ahead, tell it to drive me to the shopping center, and you go to read your War and Peace book. Yeah, the next thing you know, that War and Peace book is going to be embedded up your nose because you just got an accident and didn't see it coming. I'm sure they're going to still have those, what do you call them, safety devices that blow up in your face.
Airbags?
When you're already having a really bad day.
Yeah, airbags.
Yeah, that's so stupid.
Well,
look, just cinch in with your seatbelt. You don't need to have your glasses blown through your head. But anyway, what I'm saying is, an actuator goes out. Your GPS system goes out. Whatever goes out. Collision avoidance goes out. It doesn't know it's supposed to stop before it hits that semi in the back.
Well, that's actually
no.
that's actually very true. There was I don't know if you remember the story of, it had to have been maybe 6 months ago. There was, I think it was a Google truck that ran into a car. I don't know if anybody died in it, but a self-driving car ran into a truck because it was white, and I guess the sensors couldn't pick up the white for whatever reason. And then also recently, just a few weeks ago in Las Vegas, they did this big, we have self-driving cabs now. We're going to debut it in Las Vegas this weekend. Within the first 30 minutes, it crashed into somebody.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, no.
I'd say get the technology down, and then 30 years later, I might buy one.
When the day comes that technology is so dependable that I'm put out of business, okay, then I'll buy one.
Hell, we can't even get Skype to work half the time.
Ain't that the truth? Speaking of which, how long have we been talking?
Almost an hour.
Wow, I think we need to hang this one up.
Sounds
Drive
good
a
to me.
nail in it.
I got to
So let's see.
I gotta get back.
I think we've covered everything. What?
I got to get back to the future anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Tell me what those Google glasses, how much they're going to cost when you come back.
I'll steal a pair for you.
All right, so we've covered everything. We covered that. Denton and Sass Show at gmail.com for all you liberals and women who are really pissed off at the other guy, not me, because I'm your friend. Or you can go to prepperforms.net and shoot him a line there. His name is Sasquatch. He's a moderator there, and he's pretty much a jerk. So you need to go there to tell him he's a jerk. And
Fine by me.
Just get you in all of it. Or you can go over to taurusarmed.net, where you'll find me there talking about guns and politics. You know, the important things. Guns and politics. All right, I'm done.
All right.
With that note, I would like to remind you and everybody else listening, we are entirely doomed as a nation and probably a world, so we should do what?
Drink up.
Good night. Well, that was right on time.